third row of single crochets on the section where I'm going to do the buttonholes. All right, so I'm going to chain one and turn my work and do single crochets also. All right, but to do the buttonholes, what you're going to do is for me, I'm going to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 stitches. All right, and then after 12 stitches, that's when I'm going to make the buttonhole. You could do 10 stitches, 12 stitches, whichever amount that you want. Anything from 10 stitches, sorry, would be enough. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 12 stitches. 1 2 3, and I'm working single crochets. All right, 4 5, and then 12 single crochets. All right, after my 12 double crochets, I'm going to chain 1 2 3. All right, and then 1 2 3 and skip 3 chains. All right, and on the third, I'm going to do a single crochet. All right, so because of the size of my button, it should be able to pass through. All right, as you can see, it can pass through. So do this based on the size of your button. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and work my 12 single crochets. So I'm on 2 3 4 5 6 7 and then 12. All right, repeat what I did here. I'm going to chain 1 2 3 1 2 3. On the fourth, I'm going to place a single crochet. So that's my first single crochet. 2 3 4 5 and 12. Repeat 1 2 3 1 2 3. On the fourth, a single crochet. All right, 1 2 3. On the fourth, a single crochet. Go ahead and do this buttonholes all the way until you reach the point where your stitches are allowing you. But also remember that you should leave a section that has no button at all at the end of the shirt. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this buttonholes and return. So I just did my seventh buttonhole. All right, and looking at the distance that I'm left with, all right, I'm believing that it's not going to be enough for me to insert another buttonhole. So I'm just going to go ahead and make single crochets all the way, because this is 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. And if I were to put another here, that means I'm going to skip this 3 and insert 1 here, and this would not be enough for the design we're going for. All right, and actually for the actual better look of the button shirt. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do single crochets all the way until I finish this section. All right, so I've come to the end, and I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and continue working my single crochets. All right, so I'm going to work single crochets all the way until I reach this point, and I shall explain what to do next. So I've reached the point where I'm left with this gap. So into this gap, you're going to go ahead in with 3 single crochets. All right, 2 3. All right, so you're going to do 3 single crochets because you made a chain 3. All right, so this chain 3, if you did chain 3, you're going to insert 3 single crochets, but if you did 2, you're going to insert 2, depending on the size of your button. All right, so Thereafter, in the next single crochet, you're going to place a single crochet, and then you continue on working single crochets, and we are doing this so that this can be firm. All right, so it will give you a firm structure for the button, and also that when you have closed it up, it can sit well comfortably. All right, so this is our fifth row. This is our fifth row of doing these single crochets. So when you reach the point of the buttonhole, you repeat what you did here, and you go ahead and do single crochets as you may. So go ahead and do that, and we shall meet at the end of this. I've come to the end of my single crochets, and I'm inserting my last one. You're going to chain one, turn your work, and go ahead and work another row of single crochets. All right, and in most cases this is probably the last row. So I'm going to work this row of single crochets, and after I have passed this point, maybe to the middle part or to the midpoint of it, I'll demonstrate something for you. All right, so let me work this until I pass this section. All right, so actually when you get to this point of the buttonhole, you're just going to go ahead and insert single crochets. You're not doing anything different, because this is just a row of single crochets all the way until you reach the end. All right, so this is enough for me to demonstrate whatever that I wanted to. So that means this is how our button will be like. All right, so you see it's overlapping the side. This section is overlapping, and it's also overlapping the side, which is exactly what you are looking for. All right, so I want to actually introduce the other panel, just so you could see and understand why we are doing what we are doing. So bring in this panel. This would be the left side, or whichever way. Let me just explain this. For now it doesn't matter, but what is important is this. You bring in, this is the part where I'm going to install the button. All right, and installing the button, I'm also going to count 12 stitches, and when my 12 stitches end in the middle of this, that's when I'm going to place my button. All right, so this is how it's going to happen when closing the shirt. All right, it means this part should overlap a little bit into this. So this is how it will look like when it is closed. All right, so which is why we have to do this row, and which is exactly why we had to put the buttonhole on the third row, after the third row, because we wanted it to overlap a little bit on the side so that it can cover up the side. For some people, after this row, they'll still go on and do another row so that there could be more space, but depending on how it will look like when you finally button up, that's when you can do an extended row, which is going to make this 7 rows. But for me, I think I'm just going to end on the 6th row. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the 6th row and talk about installing the buttons. So I'm coming to the end of my last row of single crochets on this button area. Okay, and for me, I'm going to end it here at 6 rows, because I also did 6 rows on the part where I'm going to install my buttons. All right, so since this will be my right panel of the front panels, that means this side would be my correct side and this would be my wrong side. All right, so I'm going to chain 1 and leave a tail for weaving in and cut my yarn. All right,